Just got off work and I'm about to head over to my friend's place to take photos of her. Made it to my friend's house and she's putting makeup on. This is Lumina. This is Kana. There's Lightning. This is Josh. Here's Yuki. Look at this. See you. These cats love this area, and they're the cutest. That's all the aesthetic I need. Oh my god.
Lightning, why are you in this?
Oh, also, I forgot to mention, the vlog I'm doing right now is in the morning after my shoot last night. So a little bit about me. I studied as an artist. I studied in graphic design. So I picked up photography sometime later after moving back to California. And I found a new kind of love for the art itself. I kind of recently learned that I love telling a story, especially if it's through a photo. Because originally when I studied art, I wanted to be like a concept artist. Like I loved the idea of painting. And I have a funny story where I didn't actually know how to draw until the last year of college. And that's pretty ridiculous, right? I mean, who goes to school as an artist without being able to draw? And I never thought that I could draw. The drawing class that I needed in order to graduate was like drawing 3, which is figure drawing, right? But in order to take that, I need to take the prerequisite, which was drawing 2. And I had only finished drawing 1 at that time. They didn't offer drawing 2 in that semester, so my professor said that I'm gonna have to take figure drawing since it won't be there next semester. And I was like, what? Really? Like, what the hell? I just finished drawing 1 and you're gonna put me into figure drawing. Like, how insane is that? Long story short, my professor said, Lee, if you're able to do this, you will be better. It just comes down to you doing it. And she said, you know, you will be terrible, but if you can make yourself do this, you're going to make progress, and by the end of the course you're gonna be able to draw. At first I totally didn't believe her because I literally could only draw stick figures. This was my last year of college doing art, and she was right. By the end of that course I could draw, and that's what blew my mind. You know, I thought it was ridiculous enough that I went to art school not being able to draw, but that was because my focus at that time was in graphic design, and I feel like I could get away with a lot of things without, you know, actually drawing. But later on I learned how much it actually does help for me to be able to draw, and I felt like that was something that would have come hand in hand eventually. But at that moment I couldn't believe that I was actually able to draw with my own hands. Like, I can look at something and I can draw it. When I had that realization, it suddenly dawned on me that maybe anything really is possible if I put my mind to it. Because I just proved to myself that I could draw if I just really wanted to do it. So every day when I was going through figure drawing, fighting off the embarrassment of trying to draw a naked person in front of me, in front of my fellow classmates, you know, despite all of that, every day I asked myself, how bad do I want to become an artist? How bad do I want to be able to do this? And it was because I asked myself that every day, getting through that struggle, looking past that embarrassment, that actually got me through to learning how to draw. Alright, well, with that long story out of the way, so after learning how to draw, later down the line I was able to do these commissions, like just painting portraits. And then when I finally learned how to paint digitally, it changed everything for me, and I wanted to get more involved in, I don't know, just digital painting in general. But with the circumstances I had coming back here, it was hard for me to find work, especially as an artist. So I was hopping jobs, just doing customer service, and then random part-time jobs, and then eventually I was Ubering full-time, and it was very difficult. So I didn't have much time to focus on working on my art portfolio. I mean, I did, but it still wasn't strong enough for me to find anything. Even to this day, I guess it's still not strong enough. Which brings me to into how I found my love for photography, because with the way I do art, it's a long process for me because I'm still a perfectionist and I'm still trying to fight those perfectionist tendencies, especially when doing art. For an artist, that's like, it's one of the worst things that I can do. It's so bad for me to get so hung up on something. Even when I edit these videos, I take super long. So excuse me. So now I'm trying to do my best to just let things be, especially with these videos. I want it to become something more. I'm also doing these vlogs for myself, but I want them to also be able to help people that have gone through what I've gone through. And I've gone through a lot in these past few years. But yeah, excuse me, I think I'm ranting here. Back to photography. So long story short, again, I discovered photography as I got into cosplay. And cosplay wasn't something I got into voluntarily. It was something that my cousin got me into. And I was so nervous about it in the beginning because I wanted to look accurate at least. Why else would I cosplay? But through that, my life changed completely. And that's a story for another time. And I met so many like-minded people, so many like-minded artists through cosplay. And that's when my photography, for me, grew. It also helped that I had this art background to the point where my photography was actually recognized. And so last night, I was taking photos of my friend because she likes my work. And it really inspired me to want to take photos again. Because right now, I'm still working a 9-to-5 job, and I'm finding it very difficult to find the balance, to find the time to do what I actually care about. And I know before, when I was living in New Mexico, I was stuck working 9 to 5 every day, but sometimes it would lead to like 9 to 8 o'clock because that's just how the job was for nails. Sometimes, you know, you get a customer, you can't kick them out, they're just there. When I was working 6 days a week in New Mexico, the reason why I was so depressed was because I didn't have the time to do what I wanted, to do what I studied for. That's also because I didn't have the motivation for myself. I didn't have a strong enough reason to do things on my own. I didn't know how, but more importantly, looking back on it now, I feel like I just wasn't motivated to get out of that situation myself. So now, like, I'm finding myself in a kind of similar situation where like, all right, I found a new job, finally, now I can support what I want to do, but now I need to work with the time I have. So here I am trying to do something for in the morning, and I've never felt more productive. And I'm hoping that my vlogs not only teach you a thing or two, but I also hope that this teaches me a thing or two, because I became an artist to be able to inspire others, to do great things for other people. That's very general, but long story short, I believe that art has the power to move people, and I want to be able to create things to move you to do something, because people have so much potential to make a difference in the world. And that is something I truly believe in, because it's something that I go through myself many times, especially nowadays. Something that you may know, that you may not feel is significant in any way, could be something that means the world to someone else. And that's something I want to try to tell people, but I want to show them through my work, whether it's through vlogging, through my photos, or through my paintings, if I ever get back into doing those. I hope I do one day. But yeah, you may not realize it, but you probably have something that someone else is striving to get themselves. Or maybe it's just that your perspective is so unique and so good in a way that it really benefits that much to someone else. And I just find that so beautiful in its own way. I want to let people know that they're special, because they are, and that they can make a difference. You can make a difference. And I think this vlog is going on a little long and I'm like suffering for some reason, so I think I'll just cut it short for here for now. Till then, have a good one.